What is going on, my favorite people in the world? The Culture Corner comrades, as Justice would say. I think that's what he calls them. I don't remember. But hey, guys, here doing a live Q&A today. Thought we'd switch it up a little bit, switch up the format as a way to get to know each other a little bit better, a little bit deeper than on the surface from what we usually show. So I am joined today by these two goofballs, Justice and Jizak.
Big group.
Say what's up. Say hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi. Hello. Hola.
Hi.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah. So as always, if you're returning, make sure that you become a patron. It's a cool new membership that we have, and you're getting tons of behind the scenes stuff. Shout out to these three homeboys for being the first three patrons. And if you're just showing up to the channel for the first time, make sure you're subscribed and they hit that notification bell. It's very convenient. It's very, very convenient. So yeah, I figured we could just do a live Q&A today. Just a little as a way, like I said, to get to know each other a little bit more. Allow anyone to ask any questions, and we could just talk. I don't know if you guys saw some of the news that came out, but we could just talk and have some fun while the questions come in. And, just run it as usual, but with a little bit of a little spice in our life.
Okay. God knows you could use it.
Oh, God, right?
Just don't expect me to break down any walls. You people, I'm not letting you into my personal lives. You guys can ask me some questions, but I'm not going to tell you my mother's maiden name, where I was born, things of that sort.
Your social security number?
He was born in Haverhill, Massachusetts.
No, I was not.
So that's all you need to know. My social security number is as follows. I'm just kidding. This is Caden, a viewer of what? Why is he so weird?
That sounds like
I think he's mocking me because I wrote "This is Jack, producer of Pop Culture Corner."
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I get it now.
Yeah,
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna line up the first one here. So they just announced the director for a Blue Beetle film.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't see that. Who's directing Blue Beetle?
Dude, I don't even know his name. I've never heard of him before.
Manuel Soto.
Yes, there you go. There it is. Jack on point with it. I've never heard of this man. I have no idea films he's directed in the past. All I know is that he's Spanish, and that Blue Beetle is also Spanish, and I'm assuming that's the idea behind it.
Oh yeah, I see it here. Angel Manuel Soto to direct DC's Blue Beetle movie. That's awesome.
Yes,
that's great.
I like Blue Beetle. I like Blue Beetle a lot.
Yeah. So is this? I'm super interested. Is this DC proper, or is this Joker, a one-off?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm gonna go with one-off.
I guess we shall see. All right, and then Andrew Casale, obviously, here. Tom Holland and Jacob Balton just revealed 2 titles for Spider-Man 3. Don't know which one is real. I also didn't see that. I'm slacking today. I'm very much slacking today. Can you find that, Jack?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up right now.
Will Diesel, there he is, Justice. This is the guy. Remember I said his name was Will Diesel, was on the vodka stream? Asking for you?
Oh, there he is.
This is him.
My man.
This is Will Diesel asking for Big Drip. Probably 702 times on the vodka stream.
That's my man.
Yeah. All right. So now we get out and let me run the show.
So Caden said Blue Beetle will fall under the DCEU.
Awesome. Justice, what's your mother's maiden name? Hey, bros. He has directed 1 movie. Justice, LOL. The writer is the one who is doing Scarface remake movie. Oh, okay. All right.
I was reading that. Yeah.
What would you guys want in the Batfleck series? Well, I have a lot to say on this.
Batfleck?
Well, the Batfleck. As you can see, he just misspaced it.
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay.
You don't have to make fun of him, all right? Listen, I do it all the time. I consistently start the stream with my mic muted. So we're all a little special, sometimes.
That's right.
But what would you guys like to see in the Batfleck series? We'll start with Jack because he's going to have a logical and good answer.
I want to see what happened to Batman that sent him down on the path that we see in Batman v Superman. Why is he killing? Why is he completely lost hope? Why is he so overly aggressive? Remember when that one guy says he's hunting and he is mad? And I think some of the stuff we saw in the Variety article about what Zach said that they want to explore in a movie, what happened with Dick Grayson, what happened to Wayne Manor. There were rumors we've heard that maybe he was married to Selena Kyle and that fell apart. That's what I want to see. I want to see the journey of what brought him to that path where he lost hope, and hopefully we get to see him get his hope back in the Snyder Cut or Zack Snyder's Justice League. But I want to see him in Gotham. I want to see him exploring Gotham, to see what is the DCU Gotham like, because we see a little bit of it in the movie, but it's a split series, it's between him and Superman. I want to see what Batfleck's Gotham is like.
Awesome. Now, Justice, I'm going to twist this for you so that you can answer it respectfully.
I have an answer.
Well, take out like the Batfleck part of it and like actually run with like a legitimate story. Like, what would you like to see in a Batfleck series besides not a Batfleck series?
Well, I appreciated. So this depends on, first of all, who's directing it, who's writing it, what canon this follows. But I'm assuming it's going off of Snyder. Based off of what I saw in BVS, I like the way Zach made Gotham the biggest piece of shit you could possibly ever hear of. Right? It's the worst town ever. You meet the people within it. It's disgusting. It's dirty. Everybody's low down, no good, in the dirt. Pigs. So I like that. So yeah, I would, similar to what Jack said, I would like to see Batman within the streets, maybe pump the brakes on the whole superhero thing and just make things a little more grounded, really emphasize why Batman is needed. The same thing we kind of talked about with that show, Gotham PD off of Patterson's Batman. Oh, man. Same kind of like concept, same kind of idea.
I'm so intrigued by the Pattinson. I don't know if you guys remember what ACS was saying. He's like, with that, I mean, didn't we just get a Gotham show? Like a literal show called Gotham, like about the police. And I was saying, yeah, like it's true, but I'm interested to see how because they're not going to do the same exact story that Gotham, like the show Gotham started so purely, but ended so far out from where they started that, it started losing.
Yeah, I gave up after I think I stopped at like season 3. The first 2 seasons were excellent, and I was all about it. I was all into it. And then season 3 came around, and I was, I'm good. And I just kind of hung it up from there.
But I would like.
I wonder, like in the Gotham PD show, like, is it going to be like a city with Batman? Is it going to be like one of those things where, like, I just missed Batman. He was right here, because he's so.
No, I think it's prior Batman.
Oh, prior. So it's prior to Batman. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think what I would like to see in a Batfleck series would be kind of exactly what we're supposedly getting is I want to know why his moral compass, and this is kind of going towards a little bit what Jack said, I suppose, but I would like to know why Batman lost his moral compass, why he became the Batman that's branding criminals, talking to Alfred the way he talks to him, why he's so broken inside when we meet him in Batman vs Superman, right? So when we meet Batman in BVS, he's very much a broken soul, and he's not the same Batman as you would have got maybe 10 years into the past. That's the Batman Zach wanted to start with, because there was more stories to tell at this point, right? You left the viewer wondering or contemplating in their mind, like what brought you to this point that you've just lost everything, right? Was it divorce with Selena Kyle? Was it losing? I always go to say the wrong Robin, but was it losing Dick? And so I always go to say Jason by accident, but was it losing Dick Grayson? From the costume that we see, and the way that Lightcast and Taylor said, and this isn't gospel or anything by any means, but I think that is a cool idea, right? Is to explore the backstory, but also be flash forwarding or flashing to the present when he's having a scuffle with Deathstroke and have it intertwine in some way. I think that would be a really cool idea, and I'm glad that they're exploring that. Based on the Batman that we've gotten in BVS, I think that's the perfect story to kind of bring us up to speed with why Batman is the way he is.
Yeah, and Jay Olivia had said it was one of the best Batman scripts he had read. He said it was the best Batman script he read. So we know that Joker screwed up a lot of things. We know that he killed Robin. He might have had something to do with the Wayne Manor. But
Yeah.
then the Deathstroke stuff, apparently Deathstroke was going to make Batman's life a living hell. And I'm like, well, what else can he do to the guy? I'm really curious because, part of Batman's story is that things never really get better. It's like, he's like a Band-Aid stopping a gaping wound, but like he does a lot of good, but things always still get worse. That's why I think so far, like, The Dark Knight was a very good Batman movie because no matter how many good things he did, things always got out of hand. He would lose people. He would lose control of the situation. So I want to see what was Deathstroke going to do on top of what Jared Leto's Joker was going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that Batman is at his best when he's under a lot of pressure, whether it's Hush, whether it's, The Long Halloween or Dark Knight Returns, some of the best work. When he's under immense pressure, and Affleck, I think is a great actor. He's a good actor who shows pressure on his face. He shows stress on his face. I want to see that.
Yeah. I mean, the recent photos that we got, just the one of Batman, he's, I mean, if you look at that picture, you almost think it was taken in 2016.
Yeah.
But, and I see that Ryan's in the chat now. Ryan had said this last night. It was like, it looks like he just snapped this picture, while they were shooting BVS, but you have to think this is a couple months ago.
This is a couple
like,
months ago.
It's almost like nothing happened in that time period, right? It's nothing changed or nothing. Nothing. I don't know. For me, he portrays.
It doesn't look like it was taken afterwards. And here's the good thing about Zach. He's such a visualist. Like, he pays attention to the details. A lot of other movies, if there were like scenes that were filmed afterwards, you can tell when it's been reintegrated and it doesn't, mesh well. You're right. That is Ben Affleck in like a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. I see the things that he's talking about now. So Spider-Man Phone Home, Spider-Man Home Wrecker.
Yeah, I think neither of those are true. I think they're just kind of teasing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Home Wrecker. Let's get it. Home Wrecker. Did you guys know that we were going to get a Batman v Superman film in 2004 and a Justice League film by George Miller? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you see the Batman versus Superman logo in I Am Legend,
yeah.
That was like the original design for the logo.
Yeah.
Do you guys? Well, I'm assuming he means any thoughts about Blue Beetle? I do not know Blue Beetle too well.
Neither do I.
So I have really like this is a fun one for me because kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Blue Beetle's kind of like their Miles Morales. He's a young Puerto Rican kid. I'm pretty sure he's from New York. He ends up getting attached to some alien tech. He's very similar to Cyborg power-wise. Okay. Like his whole deal is his whole shtick. He's like a combination of Iron Man and Cyborg. That's a good like think of it that way for his power set. Yeah, like I said, he's kind of like Miles, just a young colored kid from like New York or whatever. It's like a fun, loving kind of character.
Set in New York?
I believe so. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm
usually
not sure.
With DC, they always like make up another city, but that's interesting because New York exists in the DC world. It just isn't the focus of stories usually.
He's a member of the Titans, so that might be leading us into.
He first appeared in 1939. He's an old guy.
Really?
He's an old character.
Really?
Damn.
What? Yeah, but he must have been white at the time, no?
Right, yeah.
No. I'm being.
You're right. No, you're totally
not
right.
Joking.
He was definitely white at the time, actually.
Yeah.
There were a lot of characters in that golden age that got lost for about a couple of decades, except for
Green Lantern was one of them.
And Green Lantern was one of them. Except for Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, who were basically hanging on a lifeline. Everyone was kind of gone.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel Shazam was gone. Green Lantern was gone. I think Green Arrow was a character, but not really. I think he was gone.
No.
Everyone was pretty much gone until the 60s.
Yeah. Everybody was different. Everybody's power set. The only thing that's the same is their names for the most part.
So I'm reading it here. Don't. I'm literally just reading what I'm seeing here. So the original Blue Beetle was created by Fox Comics and later owned by Charlton Comics. The first Beetle was Dan Garrett, who initially gained superpowers from a special vitamin,
Huh.
Yeah,
which was later changed to gaining powers from a sacred scarab. How do you pronounce that word? Scarab. The original Blue Beetle was featured not only in his own comic,
so that's Egyptian. Okay.
but
Yeah.
also a weekly radio serial. And that brings us to that word again, Justice, serial. So the weekly radio serial. Remember when I said that and you were like,
Oh yeah. And I made a joke.
Totally
Yeah.
off topic, since you mentioned cereal. Have any of you guys ever seen the 1940s
Jesus.
Batman serials?
yeah,
They're on
No.
YouTube. They're actually not that bad. I mean, they're not great. I enjoyed them more.
it's
than the
serial
60s
spelled with
show.
an S.
Yeah, with an
On
S. So, like,
you said it's on YouTube?
yeah, people put them on
Yeah?
YouTube. Yeah,
Really?
they're not comedic. There's a little bit of camp in there, and the costume isn't that great, but they take the source material seriously. I mean, again, he's dark. He pretends to be like a philanderer, like a lazy playboy, you know, like, oh, I'm in my mansion just hanging out. And Vicky Vale's like, oh, Bruce Wayne, you're such a waste. You just sit around doing nothing. And of course, the costume looks awful. The graphics aren't great, but it's not campy. They're not making jokes about it like the 60s show. And it was actually pretty good.
Huh.
Considering the time.
I've never seen that.
Considering the time. It's 1940.
I've never seen
It
that.
wasn't as good as the George Reeves Superman in the 50s, I would say, but it was entertaining. So to explain to people what serials are, back then people didn't have TVs at their home. So you had your matinees, which is where you in the evening you went to see a new movie, like Gone with the Wind or something, right? But during the day, on Saturdays, you would go and they would show you like Looney Tunes, stuff like that. That was like 8-9 minutes, and you'd watch like a half hour, 40 minutes of stuff, and then go home. And of course, the TV changed all that. Go to the theater to watch TV, if that makes sense. They were called serials.
Yeah. As always, guys, make sure that you smash the like button on the video. Let us know that you love us and we love you too. And then share it. Share it so all your friends can join us. I'd like to go for at least like an hour and 10 minutes. Hour and 10, hour and 15.
I'm definitely watching these after we finish this.
Yeah. All right. So that's not a question that I want, Caden. I don't want to be asked to check my DMs. I want to be asked other questions.
Maybe
that wasn't a question. That was a demand.
Right. Do you guys know who Geek Gab is on Instagram? He's apparently seen the Snyder Cut and Godzilla vs. Kong. Is he friends with Zach? Because if he's not, then there's no way he saw this movie. Absolutely no way. Unless he works for Warner Brothers, or Warner, like HBO Max. I've never heard of him. I doubt he's seen the film. It's like one of the greatest kept secrets of all time. I actually watched a great video breaking down the BVS film from 2004. That's how I kind of found out about it, was through like YouTube videos and shit. So I meant the news about Blue Beetle film that came out today. My bad. Tim Burton was going to do a Superman movie with Nicolas Cage.
I'm so glad that didn't get made.
What if this did get made? What if this got made?
He voices him. That was very close to happening. Very close
to happening.
They were doing like screen tests and everything.
Yeah, you never seen the set photos of Nick Cage in the Superman suit? It's hilarious.
He's got long hair.
Look,
yeah, that one.
Tim Burton is weird and gothic.
In all fairness, Nicolas Cage loves the character. Like he owns one of the original copies. Like if he did get that role, he would have put his all into it. He loves Superman.
I'm not doubting his performance would have been good, but they were doing a lot of weird stuff from what I understand the story.
Tim Burton is not the guy for Superman. Not at all.
I feel like his Superman Justice would make you love Zack Snyder's Superman.
I don't. You know who I think Tim Burton would do a good outside of Batman. I think he could do a good Green Lantern. He's very imaginative.
Oh, so random.
Maybe.
I think
that was the most random pull out of your ass I've ever heard.
How? We were talking about
Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
I don't think Tim Burton has done anything good since the 90s. I mean, that's the stuff I haven't enjoyed, but like, when he was young, I mean, like, he did some really good stuff, And
well, they're doing the they're doing that show for Netflix now.
Oh, Tim Burton is.
Tim Burton, yeah.
I think it already
really?
came out, or it's going to come out.
I think so. I might be making that up potentially.
There is something because I posted news about it a couple weeks ago.
Isn't it about like
the
the Addams family?
Yeah, it's supposed to be about
Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday?
See,
Yeah.
now that's something he's good at because he himself is very dark, gothic.
Yeah,
blinded.
yeah.
He would be good for like the Addams family. Yeah, that's what he's good at. He's probably going to cast Johnny Depp in every role.
Probably.
Well, Johnny needs the work, so
Yeah.
so okay. Here's a question from me to you guys,
Right.
because we're not getting as many questions as I would have liked.
These
So
people aren't interested in us.
I'm blaming the chat. So, so we saw Mera yesterday in Zack Snyder's Justice League. We saw the first set photos of her. Well, we saw our first look at Mera in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I thought you had mentioned, someone had mentioned that there was an article about her being recast. Do you think that it's smart to go forward with Mera as Amber Heard, or do you think it's already done, so leave it as is?
I don't think the Amber Heard stories is getting as much traction. Like we know what she did.
Yeah.
But I think most people like just either. I honestly, I'll be honest. I think a lot of guys are just like, dude, she's hot. That type of mentality and just don't care because it's not really like the Joss Whedon stuff came out. The stuff with Ray Fisher and all that got viral. The Amber Heard stuff isn't really going viral. And It happened a long time ago. I mean, I know our friend Jody, our very dear friend Jody, said that he knows that it's happening. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
Hey, listen, I hit up Jody to come on the show. I've been getting a lot of flack for it too. People messaging me on the side saying, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it."
I saw the comments. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we?
I
And
listen.
It's not like we're gonna sit and attack the guy. I would push him on some of these kind of. Okay, here's what you heard, and then you came up with like 20 other stories out of it. Like, you're just making it up and presenting it as truth. That's where I would go after him, but not like in attack mode. I would like to have him. He seems like a fun guy. His opinions are mostly wrong, but
I told him, I said, I in the message that I sent to Jody to come on the show, I said, me and my co-host were dying laughing at your Mortal Kombat trailer reaction.
Yeah.
By the way, I have some things to ask you about your Snyder Cut views. It was more professional than that, but
and Justice doesn't like Snyder, so it's not like it's like 3-on-1. Justice, you'll probably agree with a lot of the stuff I've heard him say, like and that's your opinion.
Probably.
That's fine. So like we're not gonna like attack him, like put him in a corner and like
put him in Jody's corner.
Look, whether you like the man or not, he has personality, he has charm, he belongs in front of a microphone. So we would have a good conversation with him. It would make for good television. Plain and simple.
He's entertaining to watch. He's very
It's that simple. It would make for good television. He's charming, we're charming, we'll have a good time, it'll be a lot of fun. And you guys can just hate on him in the comments. We don't give a shit. Say whatever you want in the chat. Call him a piece of shit, call him fat, just no racial slurs. That's all I ask.
And here's the thing,
Anything else?
This whole idea that we only sit and talk with people we like, that's not what these podcasts
boring.
are for.
That's why I asked him.
That's
why I asked him. Chances are he probably won't answer yet.
Yet. See, there's the ding, ding, ding. Yet.
Yeah. It's going to take a little bit to get him. I'd say I have to ask him like 3 or 4 times to do it.
If you want to have a conniption, watch his video breaking down the Variety article. He basically said the Variety article from yesterday or day before was confirming everything he said. And I'm like, his conspiracy theory and stuff. I'm like, dude, this guy just leaves.
Let's watch it.
It's pretty long, but like he's basically said, see, I told you the names John Berg, Jeff Johns. See, I mentioned those names. I'm like, dude, we already knew that. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff that we already knew before this article came out. Stuff that we're writing about Tyler. Something we're working on. We already know this stuff. But like,
I shared the intro yesterday.
Oh, really?
Just like the little piece of it, yeah.
Oh,
Nothing.
Shit, I want to see that.
Yeah. Do you guys want to view it?
Yeah, could we? I'll have the Jody corner. It's like half an hour, but actually, again, it was half an hour. I didn't realize I was watching as I was falling asleep, and I couldn't stop watching this dude. Just as wrong as he is, like you're right, Justice. He's entertaining. He's charming. He's got personality.
All right. Then talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I gotta bring it up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jack, how was your day today?
Yeah.
You
That's not my
gorgeous
fault.
piece.
Make a real.
How did that
Zach,
happen?
I thought Zach was calling me. Semi-busy day. The weather's slightly getting better. You know, it's bad when it's like 39 degrees and it feels warm outside. You're like, oh, it's 39.
Yeah,
I put the
that's
window
that east.
down.
Yeah, that's the curse we live with here in the East Coast. That's all right. That
But
just makes
the
us
next
stronger.
few-
I like how everyone from Texas right now is like, "Oh my god!" It's like, bro, welcome to fucking real life.
Yeah, no shade. It's like the whole country, dog. Everybody's getting hit, with the exception
Yeah.
of like Southern California. Everybody's getting hit. It's crazy.
But like we've been getting a lot of snow here. But like 2 years ago, the temperatures were like -2 degrees for like a week or two, and it was like a nightmare. You had to keep your tap running just so the pipes didn't freeze. But no, it's been a good day. 39 degrees made me happy. Now I know I'm an adult.
Oh yeah.
About the weather, I'm like, who gives a crap about the weather? Power Rangers is on.
I do. I care about the weather. I do.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
had a good
sure
day at
what
work.
this
It flew by,
was.
so pretty good day.
Good.
I finally subscribed to the DC app, the DC Comics app. And,
Oh, nice.
I've been reading some of Brian Azzarello. I can never say his name. Some of his run with Jim Lee on Superman, and I missed out on it. And it's all collected, so you don't have to go find the issues. Again, you might get upset with this, Justice. It kind of reminded me of Cavill's Superman. Like, yeah, he's a hero and everything, but he has a lot of internal struggles. He doesn't quite feel like fitting in. Like everyone looks at him as a guy. Like one guy goes with Superman and is like, "Can you cure my cancer?" And Superman's like, "I have no idea if I can even do that. And if I could, I wouldn't, because then I would have to do it for everyone, and that's what I'm here for." And one of the stories is there's a war going on in the Middle East, and Superman literally goes down there and takes everyone's guns and melts them. He's like, "No more war." What do these people do? They start taking rocks and start throwing it at each other. And he's like so heartbroken. He's like, "I thought that would work. Like, I took the guns away." And this is like maybe 5 or 6 years after 9/11. We're in Iraq. It was kind of like a political commentary, but no matter what he did, he couldn't do it. So he goes to a priest, and the priest is the character from BVS and Man of Steel, Father Leone, who I did not know was in the comics. I thought that was just some Zach came up with, like, oh
yeah.
There's
No, that happens often. That happens often.
Apparently it was, and he goes to him, and the whole series is just Superman talking to this priest, kind of like confession, is like, I could do other things, but I can't, it sounded like moody, sad Superman. Like everyone loves him, but he just quite doesn't feel. The only thing he feels connected to is Lois Lane. And it's actually really well written. It's amazing. I was like, I really, I'm glad I got this app.
Nice.
Right.
It's a great app. Read Deceased.
Right. So I'm literally showing you guys the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and that's it. I refuse to go forward after that point, and then we'll get back to some questions.
Is this the prologue?
This is
what are you
part
talking about?
part of the prologue, but
Okay.
it just goes. It's literally like it's a one rough cut. It doesn't even have everything that I want to have. There's 2 different versions, and I'm playing the version that is a little bit more basic. So
Okay.
I just shared this yesterday with a couple people that are members, as a way to say thank you. But this is the intro to the road to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And it does say who's narrating it. It's official now, though. So
Oh, it's going to be that person?
it's
Narrating?
not, it's your voice.
Oh, it's my voice. Oh,
But it reveals who's narrating it.
Ah.
That's why I did it. Because I asked him yesterday, I was like, can I officially say that you're doing this? And he said yes. I was like, all right, my man. My man. Okay. Oh, I didn't share the audio. I do it every goddamn time, dude.
Oh, by the way, I had a quick suggestion while you're figuring that out. Would you be against, in the future, before Snyder Cut comes out, maybe doing a couple of live stream of Snyder's other movies? Because I do have a digital copy.
That's Caden's already doing it, so no, we will not be doing it for ourselves.
Oh, okay. Because I had the ultimate cut.
I mean, we will be participating though.
Okay.
But we can't say anything too much, so.
Okay.
All right, so can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't know if I can hear anything yet.
there's no noise yet.
Oh, okay.
There it is. Remember you told me.
That's cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
That was your idea, Trip.
First of all, congratulations.
March 25th, 2016. A day millions of fans have been waiting a lifetime to see. Two of the biggest names in pop culture are about to face head-to-head in a cinematic matchup that would shatter box office records and mark a
excited. I know
milestone
somebody
in
out there has
comic
some
book history
unnatural love
and
for the
film.
person that's about to come out on this
Batman
stage.
v
But
Superman,
it can't be as
Dawn
deep,
of Justice,
intense,
was
or
going to be
natural
a
as
springboard
mine.
for the
Ladies and
burgeoning
gentlemen,
DC
please welcome to
extended
the
universe.
stage,
A
Zack
promise for
Snyder.
fans of DC Comics who had seen the Marvel Cinematic Universe dominate the zeitgeist for nearly a decade.
I've always been
A
into
promise
sort of
that would
big
culminate
icon
with one director's vision
superheroes
for an epic superhero blockbuster.
Batman, Superman. I mean,
That
I don't
director's
know
vision
that, what do you do?
would be met with mixed reviews, anger, resentment, radical studio changes, and untimely death. What started as a launch pad towards the Justice League would become an arduous 5-year journey for one director and his fans. A journey that would unite millions across a divided globe as they chanted in unison, "Release the Snyder Cut."
All right.
And by the way, folks, my voice will not be in there. That's just we're using that as a temporary thing.
Yeah, so I can get that one part is like that's what I'm toying with is the ideas of where to put things. So that one's only 10 minutes long, whereas the master file is on Adobe, and
Okay.
so I figured if I was going to share any of it, it would be the one that is probably not going to be the final way it will look. So
Yeah, that was the first thing I wrote because I remember you called me. I think it was the day. I'm trying to remember what happened. I think Zach put the teasers up.
Mhm.
Was that what it was? And
Yeah.
We just got up in the morning. We just did a show, and you had the idea. Let's do this project. And I was going somewhere, and then I had an idea. I said, "Where does it start?" And I thought of that 2013 Comic-Con. It was a Hall C or whatever. And just the crowd just going absolute ape shit. When we saw that logo. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to be doing it in chapters, right? Or episodes?
Yeah. So the way I'm formatting it in my head, at least like to make the most sense, would be prologue. So the part that you just heard, chapters 1 and 2, that'll be episode 1, and then episode 2 will be just chapter 3, and then episode 3 will be 4 and 5, and that'll be the wrap. It'll wrap on March 16th, 2 days before the cut comes out. So I would have liked to do like 5 episodes, right? Just a chapter per episode, but it's not realistic because most of the 2 of the episodes would have been like 12 minutes long, 14 minutes long, and then the others would be like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, because
so.
chapters 3 and 4 is like that's the meat of the story. That's where all the juicy stuff happened, for lack of a better word. And you like my voice? Oh, that's great. And by the way, I recorded that on my iPhone. It was just something to give to Tyler, so you'd have something to put in the background. But
I mixed and mastered it.
I had such a geeky moment yesterday. We were talking about getting the narration for this. I go downstairs. It's my mom's birthday, and let's see if there's a good movie on. The movie Argo just started, written by Chris Terrio, who won an Oscar for that. He wrote BVS. And lo and behold, who pops up on the screen? Ray Porter. I'm like, I paused it. I'm like, that's him. My mom's like, cool. I'm like, that's the guy with the axe that we're talking about,
So what did you think though? Is it okay looking?
I think it's good. Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
The prologue is really the like the introduction to like what the story's going to be. So like for instance, the audio files, like the videos that I put in, are going to be a little bit lower. So your voice, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Ray's voice is going to be a lot louder.
Yeah.
Because he's like actually He's not recording it on his iPhone. No offense.
Yeah, he's got actual equipment. He's doing a big solid for us. He is a wonderful human being. He just really is. Just the way he's accessible to fans, I really appreciate that. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, dude. If I was doing the voice of Darkseid, I would be like such a douche, probably. Not that I am, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you're that famous, it would just go to my head.
Who would you guys like to see as Green Lantern?
Which one? Hal Jordan or
one for each?
All right.
Can I confess something? So I was just thinking the other day how much I hate Hal Jordan. I never realized it, but him as a character in general, his personality, the way he acts in every iteration I've ever seen this character, he's easily manipulated. He's quick to anger. He's like a two-faced kind of weasel. Like I was playing, I played through Injustice 2 the other day, and it made me think because the way he acts in that game, and I was thinking about it, I was like, he acts like that in every iteration. And I always wondered why I like John Stewart more. And
I actually always like John Stewart more. I agree with you. Well, let me ask this before I give you my answer. What did you think of Ryan's performance? Not the movie.
I've always okay. So here's a guilty pleasure. Here's a guilty pleasure, or like a sin, I suppose. I didn't mind the Green Lantern movie from 2011. I thought that considering it was the only Green Lantern project to date, that live action movie of Green Lantern. I liked it for what it was. I thought they butchered Parallax in a way that shouldn't be done, but they did their best. There was a lot of behind the scenes like scatter, and the movie did come together pretty weirdly. However, I thought Ryan was actually pretty good as Hal Jordan.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, I mean,
honestly,
Ryan Reynolds is just likable in general,
and that's the thing. Honestly, I know it wouldn't make too much sense. When they were joking and teasing that maybe Ryan was in the Snyder Cut months ago, we know he's not. But I was like, yeah, whatever. I would be fine with that if they brought him in there in the same way that they brought Quicksilver. Just don't even explain it. People will just understand this is the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Give him an actual costume. And you don't necessarily have to cite, the first film. The only thing is that Amanda Waller is played by, what's her name? I can't remember the actress's name.
Viola Davis.
No, this is in the Green Lantern movie.
In the Green Lantern movie, it's a different actress. That's the only thing that's like. Otherwise, like this could have happened hypothetically.
Yeah, they could have got around that. They could have got around that.
I would have Don Cheadle and everything. No one asked the question.
I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't mind. Who could I see playing Green Lantern? I wouldn't mind Armie Hammer. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Who would Tyrese Gibson? Wouldn't mind as John Stewart. However, it's getting a little bit old with that one. It really is, and he's getting older and older. And I know John Stewart. Actually, you know what? I would like to see John Boyega play John Stewart.
But isn't John Stewart supposed to be kind of older? He's always got a little bit of gray hair.
Depends on what you're doing.
Mine's always been Idris Elba. I think
everyone's casting for everything is Idris Elba, though. It's a cop out.
Okay,
he's a great actor, but I think he's a perfect John Stewart. I really do. I think he's a perfect John Stewart.
From what Zach has said, he said the Green Lantern's out there somewhere. And I think, Ty, you talked about that the idea might have been that Hal Jordan passes the baton to John Stewart.
Yes.
Zach, okay, so you want to go with someone slightly older. Forget his personal life. He's played a fighter pilot before. He's got charm. He's got. If you're only going to use him in a limited quantity, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he could do it. Just as a limited quality, bring him in as Hal Jordan, and then hand the baton over to.
I just can't get past the Scientology thing.
No, I can't, and it's too distracting. I'll have way too much. Barcelona. I'll have a real problem with that because I can't ignore. That's Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? Like I can't separate my mind. Yeah, like everybody. I'm like that with everybody. If I recognize that actor too well, it's gonna ruin it for me. And Tom Cruise definitely falls under that.
Listen. It depends because if it was a very limited role and we weren't gonna see too much of Hal Jordan, I suppose I wouldn't mind. And it would be nice to get the star power on the side, more star power. Tom Cruise does bring in numbers just with his name, right?
Yeah. Sure.
So that would be good, I suppose. But And so a Tom Cruise, John Boyega, like duo. I just don't know the chemistry that they would have because they would have to do some stuff together, and like, Hal would be training him a little bit in some sort of way, right? Not training him, but like he's gonna show him the ropes a little bit.
Is that how Zach said it's gonna go down if he continues that Hal will pass it down to John?
No, he never said that.
Oh, okay. All right. So you just that's just your guess.
That's just my guess. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Because I would my guess would be if especially if Zach is doing it, it's gonna be a lot darker. Hal's definitely gonna cross over. He's gonna do some portraying. He's gonna do some typical House Jordan kind of shit, and then Jon Stewart will take up the mantle.
I like that, by the way. That could work. Interesting. I'm not saying I'm 100%.
Chris Pratt as Hal.
That's interesting. I guess that's different.
Yeah,
it's different. Yeah, and he's already got personality. I don't know if he's going to leave Marvel at this point, but if they wrap up Guardians and there's no more stories with the Guardians, then
no. They're just getting started on that whole Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth chemistry. So
yeah. That's just began. No, he's not going nowhere. Okay. So it depends, right? Because I've seen Hal be like kind of like a Chris Pratt, a little more lighthearted, a little more jokey, kind of crack some humor every now and again. But then I've also seen Hal Jordan where he's very uptight, he's very wound up, he's not so loose, he's not so there's no charm to him whatsoever. He's very straight to the point.
I kind of want to see what he says about this.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to understand how to do this. I never click the share audio. I don't know why they make you do that. It's an extra button that I never remember to hit. Look at me being able to share my screen all successfully.
It takes legendary reporting from Vanity Fair to get to the real truth of the Snyder Cut. Let's get to it.
From the bottom of my heart, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching this guy's channel. Jody's channel. Jody's
she smelled that beard.
My favorite.
What a dog. Good for him. Congratulations.
I just want to see what he says about this.
Good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. This is going to be a fire video. This is going to piss a lot of people off because truth is in this motherfucker. But
is that skipping?
There's a whole lot of Jody Thomas going up in this thing. God dang. Vanity Fair put an article out that completely covers the Snyder Cut and Snyder and DC from beginning to end. Let's get right into it. Oh, by the way, Snyder confirms the Justice League, the Snyder Cut didn't really exist. It was just raw footage on a laptop. Jody Thomas! But we'll get there in a second. So this begins, it starts off like, why did Snyder rise to power? What caused it? Shout out to you. Look at this broad picture. Zach is sexualizing Gal. That's terrible. I don't care. She's sexy. I love the image. All the SJWs out here. If someone looks sexy, they got to be sexy. Always liked that about Snyder. He appreciated sexy women, as do I. But then we're talking about what got him here. It's this article describes some of his fans as worshiping his early films like 300, films like Watchmen, and films like Dawn of the Dead 2004, right? So great movies, all of them great movies. So that's why they even said
hashtag Joker Jody
the keys to DC. He was actually given the keys to make what he wanted. And then we're going to get to this trash sheet that's from the Snyder Cut. Jared Leto's Joker looked whack. This Jesus reenactment bullshit going on here, blasphemous. And not blasphemous from a religious standpoint, which it obviously is.
I said the same
blasphemous from the standpoint that, God dang, why is Snyder so into this Jesus saving on this villain, this motherfucker? We're going live tonight at 5:00 on Jody's Corner Live, the littest pop culture channel show on YouTube. There's no place like it. It's the place where you want to be. I invite you all to be there. We're going to have all this, tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time, right here tonight, Monday on Jody's Corner. Okay. So they talked about his daughter, which I'm not going to talk about. It's none of my business. Ye Fisher here looking really Ye Fisher. looking real weak.
I hate when he fucking calls him Yat. It's so ridiculous name.
Here's a quote. It became a pattern that the studio gave Snyder the power to go anywhere he chose.
You said, I hate when he calls him Yat.
And he always went somewhere other than what they wanted. That's a quote. Zack Snyder was given the keys. He was the Feige of DC.
He was not the Feige of DC, though.
About Clay Enos. When I released the source of Clay Enos and why Zack Snyder had a plot to take down Warner Brothers and get
why does it keep making Jody look stupid?
And now that once we read this article and then go back and watch my Clay Enos video.
Oh, speaking of Squarespace,
my Squarespace site, simple and beautiful design.
All of it lines up. Vanity Fair, their article and their research, and my Clay Enos video where I recapped all of DC, it lines up. You hear the names Jeff Johns. You hear the names Kevin Tsujihara. Often in this Vanity Fair article, often in my source video. The truth is all there, baby. The truth is all there. God dang it. So that was a problem. You know, they gave him the keys, and off jump, he was doing stuff with the characters that Warner Brothers did not want. The studio did not want it. Zack Snyder was known as, amongst Warner Brothers, as the guy who was visually all this, but he just narratively, and he couldn't get the characters right and do them justice.
See, I don't understand where Jody's coming from here.
And here's where things start to get weird. And here's another Jody Damas moment. In my freaking video where I talked about Clay Enos and the plot, I talked about what happened after BVS came out. Everybody is pointing to Justice League. Everybody thinks that things happened with Justice League. No, even in my video, I said it was once BVS came out, the sad Affleck memes and the whole my rant, everyone else's rants, the disappointing critical reception, the underwhelming box office. That was when Warner Brothers decided we got to get rid of this man. How do we go about doing it? We got to muzzle him, tame him down. And you know, some people will think that that's abusive, but it's the business. So let's go ahead and get into it. But harsh reviews of Batman versus Superman demolished Warner Brothers' confidence in Snyder. Even the director's champions like production head Greg Silverman, he worried.
Is that not true?
Quote, when Batman vs Superman came out, and we did a negative and we got a negative reaction from the fans, it was disheartening for all of us. Zach had made these movies like 300 that were crowd pleasers, and our job was to make crowd pleasers. And here we have a movie that we made together, and it didn't really please the audience. So here's
I'm confused. What was his main point there? I'm confused. What was he getting?
I don't know. I don't know
Essentially, what he's saying is, so you know about his crazy conspiracy theory that he met with Clay Enos, and Clay Enos told him, what Clay Enos accordingly said was, those guys are going down, like Johnsburg and Whedon. So then he created this whole story that this is what I think happened. And anyway, so he's saying that he always said that WB's confidence went down with BVS. But I'm here watching that. I'm like, yeah, we know that. We know that.
Okay. All right. So we're on the same page here. That was confusing.
Basically, he's going to take this article and then just use it to back up his crazy conspiracy theories. Like, remember, I talked about Jeff Johns and John Burke. Those are the names that I talked about in my conspiracy video.
Well, you saw that Ray said it again today. So he's not letting this die. He's clearly not letting this die.
Yeah.
He went out again today and said that, don't forget. Like this is him speaking, right? I'm obviously paraphrasing here. Don't forget, it wasn't just Joss Whedon and Kevin Tsujihara. It was.
Who was that?
There goes our Japanese audience.
Yeah, Kevin Tsujihara. It wasn't just those two. We have to remember that Jeff Johns and John Berg were just as much to blame, or just as at fault. So we can't forget about it. So I'm now under the impression that Ray really doesn't care about his future in acting at this point, right? If he did, he probably wouldn't be going this hard on it. He would have let them do the investigation, let it get seen through, and then been like, okay, I did my part, blah, blah, blah. He clearly doesn't have any remorse. Like, he's not stopping anytime soon. He's not going to let anyone forget about it, and he's not going to let them get off the hook that easy. Because basically what he's saying is, in the scuffle, right? In all the celebration about Zach's cut being released, basically what he's saying is Warner Brothers is trying to like pin every single thing and like make everyone think that it was just Joss Whedon and Kevin. They were at fault, right? Everyone point the fingers at them, right? So we can keep Jeff Johns and John Berg on the team, right? They're just trying to like make everyone think, all right, well, we got rid of these two guys. Remember that? Like, yeah, we did what you wanted, right? Well, no, that's Ray is saying, no, you've only done half the job. Like you've only gotten rid of half the team that either enabled them or actually took part in it. So I don't know. I don't see Ray as Cyborg anymore, sadly.
I don't know. He also, by the way, claims that Zach and Clay Enos have a conspiracy against him personally. And I'm like, oh my God. And I don't get why Andy Signor gives him attention. I mean, I disagree with Andy on a lot of stuff, but I don't know why I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
This guy's always there's a YouTuber out there named Film Gob, I think, who has all these clips of like Jody just kissing ass of the Justice League. Like on one side he's like, these guys suck, Henry Cavill sucks, but then he's at the premiere carpet like, Henry, Ben Affleck, hey, I love you guys are the best, like screaming at them. It's like, oh, okay, so when you're at the red carpet and you want their attention, you love them, but behind Henry sucks, Henry's a terrible Superman, I'm like, oh.
That's hilarious.
These videos are pretty funny because, like, he told at one point he says he hates BVS, then it cuts to him reviewing the Ultimate Edition. This version was so much better. I actually liked it. You can tell because his beard is at different lengths.
Yeah.
But at least Justice, I appreciate that Justice is consistent. Justice at no point try to like get along with us and be like, yeah, I can't wait for the Snyder cut. He's like, no, I still don't. The other day you said like whatever, like you don't like it. Whether they continue with the Snyderverse or not. But this guy like changes his opinions based on who he can get to like. And I don't know. He always puts that video with him and Gal and Patty Jenkins, I think, as a way to sort of like make it seem like, okay, these guys like me, therefore
he's making the perception. He's putting up the perception that he's friends with these people, so therefore he has some insider news. No, I could like if you go to Film Junkies channel, right? If you go to Film Junkies channel and look at Film Junkies opening trailer, it's Film Junkie at a con.
Yeah. Like
having Zach say something for, like, hey guys, watch Film Junkie. This is Film Junkie. Like you can go to those settings and meet these
people.
And they'll
do that for you.
Yeah, and they'll do that for you. That's like, you pay the fucking $370 for the autograph. Yeah, you might as well get a video for your channel, right? Like, you just pay the guy $400 to have him sign and take a picture. Joke's on you. I'm not taking a picture. We're taking a video. So.
And like, look, we have Ray Porter. We're working with Ray on this project. That doesn't mean that we have some inside information or that anything we now say about the Snyder Cut is, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what Jody's doing. He ran into Gal, got a
creating perception. He's creating perception that he's friends with these people. He has some insider information. That way, when he makes the claims, that his claims sound backed up, right? Just because, and it's smart. I'm not going to lie. It's a smart thing to do, right?
Marketing,
right at the beginning of the video, you create a public, like a perception that, oh, look at Jody's hanging out with Gal Gadot or Patty Jenkins or blah, 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 this person, that person. And then he slanders the whole movement, right? And you're like, oh, okay, right? This guy, I remember him. He was just hanging out with Gal Gadot. And now he's saying these things. Now I have to trust him. And it looks like you have to go, Jack. So
yeah. Sorry. Listen, I would love to have him on. I would love to be cordial, but there's some things I want to push. Like all these things that you're kind of making up. I think that'd be a great YouTube video. And anyone who says we shouldn't have him on, that's the whole point of podcasting, is that we talk to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So hey, listen, have a good night.
All right.
We wish you well in your endeavors.
Thank you. I gotta go.
Good night to you, Jack.
Bye. Tomorrow night. Bye.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night, Film Junkie, baby.
Oh yeah. Be here, be square.
Yeah. So apparently Tom Holland is going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight and reveal the title for Spider-Man 3?
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. It doesn't sound that far fetched. It seems about time we get at very least the title.
So hey, I just got an email saying a third stimulus could be coming your way. I was like,
Well,
ooh,
yeah,
1400? I've heard
Yeah.
it. I heard it.
Get that.
I heard it.
we
I'm all
get that.
about that life. Let me get that
Good
money.
money.
Yeah, that would come in handy right now.
So much for the Q&A. You guys are really slacking right
Yeah.
now. I don't know what's going on, but for whatever reason tonight I can't see our viewership, so I don't even know how many people are here.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you go to Cam and Mike?
What?
Can you?
Oh, yeah.
And then go to camera and show advanced, and
Why,
see if
what's
you
wrong?
can go to 1080p. Because I bought it last night.
Yes, I can. Hold up. Let's see if it works. Oh, shit. Oh, you should have told me about that. I mean, it doesn't look different to me.
Well, it's your internet, and it does look different to me. So
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Look at that. Wow. You see all my blemishes.
yeah, you could actually see it on your camera. It came up at the bottom and said 12 or whatever it was, 1080, whatever, blah blah blah. So anyway, what do you think the title of the Spider-Man 3 could be? So we're talking multiverse here. So,
But are we, though? Because I don't know anything to be fact yet within
Iron
this
Man 4, baby Iron Man comes home.
I know nothing for this movie to be fact at this point. Everything I know about this movie has not been confirmed. The only thing I know for a fact that is going to happen is Tom Holland will be in it. That's it. Everything else is completely up for speculation. So I really don't have an answer for that question because I have no idea what this movie is even about.
Yeah, I think it could. So, we're gonna. Do you think we're gonna stay on the same kind of? Because we had that Homecoming, right? Homecoming, Far From Home.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what? I believe they're gonna keep that theme, right? Maybe they just take a hard left turn on us and do something different.
So in theory, if we are if we're staying on the whole multiverse thing, I think Far From Home would be a more appropriate name for this movie. Homewrecker or Phone Home. I refuse to believe that's true.
Those aren't true.
I refuse to believe that.
Those are clearly jokes. Like Homewrecker. Come on.
That means he's committing adultery.
Yeah, and then
no, that's
Phone
not the
Home is E.T.
That's a Lil Wayne song. No, that's not happening. No, that's not happening. I can assure you that's not happening. Homesick because he's in the multiverse. Still life. Okay, maybe. I'll give you that one. But I get
it. Just sounds like a child's movie.
It does.
So,
I feel like they'll be more clever than that. If they do the whole home thing, I don't even know what that's about. What does that have to do with anything? I just realized they did that with both movies.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not sure. So what could be it though? So if we're doing multiverse, so we got WandaVision, we have Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. We have the multiverse kind of playing into it. Really, you were right though. Far From Home would have been much better for this movie.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with that?
So I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? What do you think the title of Spider-Man 3 via the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Sony could potentially be called? I'd be interested to hear what you guys were thinking.
Yeah,
and next time I do a Q&A, if I don't get more than 3 questions, I'm going to be aggravated as a motherfucker because that's what I am right now.
You guys gave us a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, a bunch of nothing to work with. So what? So, God, I just had a question for you too, and I forgot it. Oh, so I found out that article. Remember that the Robert Pattinson thing about him banging?
Yes.
That's
yep.
Totally fake. Completely made up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hayden sent me an article, and it was the same exact article, except it was Spider-Man 3, and it was Tobey Maguire. So they were saying that Tobey Maguire was acting, like doing that on set, and
with who? Tom?
No, it actually didn't don't think it said it. I don't think it said who.
Oh.
It was like worded slightly different, but the premise was the same.
Yeah. So it's fair to assume it's nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Homebound.
the same way Homebound, I kind of like that. That's not bad. Where was that the first time you gave us suggestions?
Yeah.
The first two suggestions were terrible.
No. Those are real. Like those were like real jokes that they made.
Oh.
That's what they like. That they were like trolling because that's what they do, right? That's what Tom Holland does.
Homebound seems.
He fakes like he's gonna reveal everything because it's a troll, right? Because he made this a whole gimmick around him now.
Okay, bear with me, right? I'm trying to figure out this whole home thing, right? Homecoming. It's our first movie, right? So Spider-Man's coming in. We're getting introduced to him, right?
Yep.
Far From Home. Spider-Man's lost. He's trying to figure out who he is throughout the entire movie. He's having kind of an identity crisis, right? Third movie, Homebound or Homesick, maybe. Let's go with Homebound. He's on. Now I'm talking like mentally, right? He discovers who he is, where he should be, and what he should be doing, right? He gets the whole with great power comes great responsibility line. So now he's homebound. He knows where he belongs now, and he's on his way back.
That's good idea.
My
Raging
theory.
Entertainment. I'm actually gonna, if I would say any of, like, if anything, that sounds right to me, honestly.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Homesick, Ill Life, Homesick would make sense to me if there was a fourth movie. But we don't know there to be a fourth movie yet. I'm guessing this is going to be a trilogy, and then we see Spider-Man in team-up movies. But I don't think he's getting more than 3 movies.
Do you think the movie will go the multiverse route and bring all 3 Spider-Mans together? Honestly, I don't know.
I hope so.
I think they're gonna go the multiverse route for sure. Clearly, as we can see with all the villains that they've been bringing in. I just don't think. I don't think that we're getting this whole Into the Spider-Verse movie like everyone seems to believe we are.
Yeah. I don't either. I think we're more likely to see Toby and Andrew than we are to see all of those villains we promised that we heard were coming. Because like I've seen articles already stating that Toby and Andrew are totally on board and they're 100% down to do this and they have no issues with it. On the other hand, people like Willem Dafoe, the dude Alfred Hitchcock, dude who played Doc Ock, all these other characters, I don't see these actors just jumping back into these roles all willy-nilly. You know, especially Willem Dafoe. He has a career. He doesn't need this check. You know what I mean?
But yeah, and for tomorrow, for anyone that's here right now, so you can submit your questions that you want to be read on the show tomorrow when we have Film Junkie on. We're gonna do a little like a little, I don't know, kind of same thing. Questionnaire.
Little questionnaire.
Your Twitter handles or whatever. But you can submit your questions on Twitter. And you can do that. You can find the post that I made about our show with Film Junkie and submit them there. The post is labeled "Submit your fucking questions here."
There it is. Laid it out nice and easy for you.
Yep, we'll pick like 3 or 4 of them to do.
Yep,
should be a good time. I'm really excited. I'm excited to have Dave back on because I've been going over to what's it called, Vodka Stream a lot lately, and I like having him, like, at least being able to return the favor. And then Saturday we got that Warner Brothers guy.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. He was an issue to get. It took us a while, so I'm glad this is actually happening. There was a lot of flippy floppy trying to book this guy, so I'm glad it's actually happening. Make sure you guys tune in for that bad boy. I really think they're doing it with Garfield to set up 2 Spider-Man. After this, I think MCU keep Tom and Sony is bringing Garfield back. I think that's how the magic Feige Sony make. Okay, that could potentially.
I see where you're going
with it.
Yeah. I think to have them too, but that also means, well, no, that's deaded already because we've seen Michael Keaton in the Morbius trailer, right? Meaning that these 2 universes already exist together, Sony's and the MCU's. In order for what Ill Life just said to work, they would have to be separate universes. You see what I'm saying? Like he couldn't, because Morbius falls under the Sony universe of it. So if Michael Keaton is there, that means the MCU and Sony's universes are already crossing. That means they're already one.
Yeah.
I know that's a little overly complicated, but that's the best way I could explain it.
I see what you're saying too. I see what you're saying. But I guess we don't really truly 100% know that Michael Keaton is.
Oh yeah, Barcelona. I saw that. I forgot about that. That is funny. It's have you seen Big Hero 6?
No.
No,
I'm not a child.
It's a Disney movie. It's an excellent movie. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a great superhero story. And at the end of the movie, they all become superheroes, and they get these cool like Iron Man kind of costumes. And we've seen a post today talking about that MCU is going to bring them in. I was like, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. Andrew, I swear to God, if anyone tells Andrew that Toby's not going to be in the movie, like he's going to be so upset.
Murder. He's like, should I murder this person now? He loves Toby. That's the only Spider-Man he likes. So, I mean, like that's like for me, like Chris Evans, Captain America, right? Like that's my boy, right? I couldn't see anyone else playing the role. So
I don't blame you, Andrew. Toby was really good.
Doctor Strange could change it. Wanda could change it, honestly.
Yeah.
Wanda could rip the fabric of fucking reality apart.
But that's the thing. To that magnitude. You said what?
What do you think about the recent WandaVision episode?
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is such an extent that we're talking about combining two separate universes and making them one, and nobody seemingly noticing at that. You see what I'm saying? I don't see Strange nor Wanda doing that. Okay,
first off, Rage Entertainment, this movie looks to be about as fun as Justice League. I'm all set. Remember, it's like the half live action Tom and Jerry movie that we saw in the trailer.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go ahead and pass.
I'm gonna pass on this too.
That's like any of those '80s cartoons movies that are just terrible. The Smurfs, Flintstones, all of that, just terrible.
I would love to see a Brainiac fight. We've been saying this for a while. This Brainiac should be the villain.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want Brainiac as a big bad, not just a Superman villain. I want him.
Villain. Like I think Brainiac could be the overarching villain of the whole DCEU after Darkseid.
Absolutely, easily.
So what did you watch WandaVision yet?
What, episode 7, right? Yeah, I watched it.
What do you think happened to the twins?
Wasn't that the breaking the fourth wall episode, right?
It was Agatha all along. That one?
Yeah, that episode. Okay, so we're on the same
ending I've ever seen in a fucking TV show.
Yeah, I know. I knew that was gonna, but that, you know what? That doesn't, like, them saying that seems like intentionally misleading. Like, it seems like they're misleading us on purpose. Agatha did not do everything by herself. There's no way. But they keep saying it. It was Agatha all along. They specifically said it to us like we're children. They broke the fourth wall. But I don't believe them. It seems misleading. It seems.
Well, my whole thing is that the narration of this story is very it's not reliable, right? Like what we're being shown isn't reliable enough for me to believe what they're saying. Like, I mean, they had Twitter.
Think it's intentional.
Yeah, they had Twitter trending Reed Richards for the first time ever.
Really?
Reed Richards trended on Twitter because people thought that he was the aerospace engineer, right?
Mm.
Turns out that was literally nothing.
Yeah.
So not only is the narration of WandaVision faulty, but now they're making us think things that weren't even close to true, right? So the show's doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to confuse you, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be hard to figure out.
Yeah.
And it's doing its job. But we're running out of time to introduce anyone else. Literally.
Yeah.
We have 47-minute episode coming up, minus 20 minutes for credits. So we only have like a 30-minute episode coming up this week, and then that leaves us with an hour left for the final episode, right? So the final episode will be an hour long, minus 20 minutes of credits, so only 40 minutes long.
So I'm almost 100% positive anybody introduced at this point, because you're right, we are running out of time. It wouldn't make any sense to introduce a character outside of a cliffhanger. Anything outside of that, then it doesn't make any sense because you don't have enough time to do anything with this character. It has to be a cliffhanger, right? There has to be, oh, look forward to this. This is where we're going to explain it, you know? And I'm almost positive that's how it's going to go down.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm not all about that life.
I kind of thought that was the case to begin with.
Your TV, like a good TV show needs to be able to, and a good film, like a good solo movie needs to be able to stand alone. A good TV show needs to be able to stand alone, even if it's in a giant universe, right? Even if it's a shared universe, you need to be able to pluck that movie or show out of that universe and have it be able to stand alone on its own, right? So to make you have to watch something else is like, I get it. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Everybody watches it. They know people are going to watch the next one too. I get it. But I'm saying, like, it's very disappointing to me that Mephisto is one of the coolest characters there is. And we're going to get him for the last, 12 minutes of the show when Doctor Strange shows up. So we're going to get all this cool shit in the last episode. And then we have to wait 90 more months until we can pay it off.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. But let's make a hypothetical, right? You do pluck out WandaVision. You give somebody WandaVision to start with. You don't think they would enjoy themselves and by the end of it be like, oh, I gotta stay in touch with these. I gotta keep my eye on this. I gotta stay connected with this.
I don't know because the first 2 episodes were really boring. Number 3 wasn't that great.
It did take a couple episodes.
Out of all the episodes, out of 7 episodes, I'd say 3 or 3.5 of them were worth the watch. So I don't know. Honestly, I truly don't. I don't watch The Walking Dead anymore though, so I don't know.
I never watched The Walking Dead.
I stopped right after the Negan introduction season. After that, it was all downhill from there. Walking Dead became way too woke. Like every other character was gay, and like not that that's an issue. I'm saying, but they were changing characters to be gay. So they could, they could make audiences happy and like be woke. It was super annoying because there were certain characters that they kept changing, and like then the characters were all watered down, and I don't know. The Walking Dead just lost me a long time ago. I've heard it's been doing better, but I think the introduction of Negan was the worst thing the show could have ever done. Honestly, Jeffrey Dean Morgan simply killed that show for most people.
Interesting.
I swear, if Quicksilver is Mephisto, I'm gonna be so mad. How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't be particularly happy about it. I've already come to terms that this is not Quicksilver, but him turning out to be Mephisto would be pretty lame. It would be pretty lame, but it seems likely. It seems very possible.
Yeah. So I have an idea. So, was Ralph made up? Do you think she just made Ralph up in like her, like when she keeps mentioning his person Ralph, right? Do you think she just made that up? Like there's no Ralph.
No. There has to be something to it. There has to be. It's way too much. That's way too much. Throwing clues at your face. That's way too much like hinting at something, implying something for nothing to come of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just wrong in storytelling. You shouldn't, when you're telling a story, you should never do something like that. Throw something in somebody's face just for there to be no payoff whatsoever.
Oh, look at this. What, 7 years later, they're about to get to Negan's origins?
I can't join in on this laugh. I don't know Walking Dead at all.
Dude, they got to introduce him in like season 7. It's probably like season 15 right now. I don't know what it is really, but
it's been going for a while.
It's been a good, solid multiple years since I watched that show. So they're just getting to Negan's origins now. So I don't understand that.
Dude, now that I think of it, I think it's been well over a decade. Walking Dead's been on TV.
I don't
Think
know
about
about
it.
that.
A
Yeah,
decade
probably
ago was 2011.
2011. I don't know if it was on then yet.
I feel like it was. I feel like it started in 09.
Let me check.
I was just about to Google it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 2010.
2000. Oh, I was close. I was close.
2010. Yeah, good.
Yeah. So, dude. So you very well might be right that it's season 10. That's insane.
Yeah. I just I don't know. It just doesn't impress me anymore.
Well, so
Like,
dude, I'm a firm believer.
5 seasons were absolute bangers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute bangers.
Yep.
And
Happens with every show.
yeah, but like as soon and then they killed off the main character. They killed off this guy Rick, who was the main character.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't watch, they just did that like a couple of years ago. They killed him off because he wanted to, and the guy who played him was like, I would like to move on with my life. That's how.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you remember that meme?
Of course.
When
I already know
when
what you're talking about.
the son mom die.
Yeah,
and
I know. I already know what you're talking about. When he's like this. When he's like this.
He's like mocking him about his dead mom.
That's not even close to what happened, by the way. No.
But out of context,
Coral.
He's like, no, your
Rick
mom's
was
dead.
Rick was a fucking savage, bro. Rick was really a savage. I loved his character. But
That's so
there was a
funny.
couple moments where he made me laugh, like with the shit that he would do. But
There's
the
a
son
movie
Carl
coming
was
out.
such a
Jesus.
bozo.
Yeah. That's a dude from Boondock Saints.
No. Carl's his son. The dude from Boondock Saints is Daryl.
Daryl, there it is. Thank you. I got him backwards.
Yeah, Carl was the son in that picture, like the goofy kid with the cowboy hat.
Yeah,
No,
he did. He had it. Look, I'm a firm believer. I don't care how good a show is. It's gonna get bad. It happens with everything. Some of my favorite shows to ever happen on this planet have suffered that same fate, and that's what happens. Things get popular, and then they run it into the ground. I'd agreed. It happens with everything. Dude. If you're already at season 10, chances are your show sucks now. Chances are.
Hey, listen. Supernatural had like 17 seasons.
Yeah,
Not really, but it was great to the last minute. But
some of my favorite shows fell victim to
didn't
that.
have a revolving cast. You know what I mean? Like they Sam and Dean were the show for many years, like the whole time. No one got tired of playing their character. They loved those characters. Like with The Walking Dead, it's like a revolving cast all the time. Like they got new people and they killed their. Well, they didn't kill Rick, but he moved on or whatever. Like if your main character says to you, hey, listen, I want to move on with my life. This is going on too long. I want to go see my kids. I want to be with my children.
I miss my family.
Something's gone dry.
Please, Mr. Producer, can I go home? My family misses me.
All right. So that's probably all the time we got today.
Yeah, hour 20. That's good enough. You guys suck. You didn't give me any questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 3 hours. Write down some questions. We'll be back.
Yeah, I'm actually really pretty disappointed. I got this idea from Nerdy in Many Ways, and he was like, "Oh, you should do a Q&A." I was like, "Oh, I should." I did it. Turned out terribly.
I think our timing was off because the only people here right now are our regulars, which we appreciate y'all. We love you. Big shout out to you. But if we catch a show at a time when we do have a bunch of random visitors, that would be the best time to hit them with
like this is the guy. Yeah, he was new today, I think.
Yes, he was. No. I've seen him before, I believe.
Purple Smoke?
Yeah, I believe so.
Will Diesel really appreciated this. And then this one, these like 5 were here before I even started it.
Yeah.
No. This is
hanging out.
the thing that I was talking about. But yeah, hey, listen, we appreciate you all. You know that.
That's right.
We just, wish you asked more questions. That's it. But yeah,
that's it.
I think I'm gonna start doing something soon. Like a restructure of whatever. I don't know truly. But guys, tomorrow, be there, be square. 8 p.m. we'll be starting. We'll be going live with Film Junkie, the Dave, the Film Junkie. So don't miss it. We're going to be talking about. So the Lightcast interview with Sam Benjamin comes out tomorrow. They're releasing it early just for us. So we're going to watch it and then we'll talk about it with Film Junkie. So I would, I'd really appreciate it if you guys stop by. We can talk about the Sam Benjamin interview and all the controversy that came around that. If you haven't watched our episode with Lightcast already, you should probably get on that.
Camera? What happened to the camera?
I stood up and it faded in.
Oh.
It does this weird thing where it autofocuses on its own. I have like the worst technical difficulties all the fucking time. Like shit I can't control.
Yeah. Oh, fuck it. It's just a log out.
Huh?
I said, shouldn't have to worry about it. It's just a log out. We're signing out anyways.
See, look, it like autofocuses. It doesn't even make any sense why it does shit like this. Oh, God, I hate my life. I hate my life.
Sure.
All right.
I
Anyway.
hate your life, too.
Anyway. Yeah, so just stop by tomorrow. We'll be going live at 8 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. So that is 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Make sure you're here. It's going to be a really good time. Again, shout out to the patrons. You guys will be getting to see the documentary early as well. So many things: private Discord community, private community on Patreon, early access to podcasts, and all pre-recorded content. You'll also get behind-the-scenes footage, merch discounted, and a yearly gift on us. You have to be a member for at least 4 months before cashing in on the thingy, though. For anyone that is not subscribed, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And we'll see you tomorrow.